Hello my fellow gamers and welcome to, 2021. Happy New Year everyone. Hope you all had a good time, trying to make the most out of the absolute train wreck that was 2020. But we are in a new year now, and to celebrate, let's start this year on a high. We've got a pilot episode of a brand new series that I'm hoping to do more of. But it is completely like a new idea, and I would really appreciate any sort of feedback. So first of all, there will be timestamps in the description of how this episode's breaking down. I'm going to quickly do a run through of what the idea is, and then we'll go through the basic rules and that, and then the players, the armies, before we actually get to the battle itself. So I would recommend for this pilot episode if you watch all of it, so you understand what the idea is, the concept, and I would really appreciate your feedback. So, as the title suggests, this is a legendary team battles where I've got teams of YouTubers to battle that out in thematic, cool, epic battles. The rules for it is for the army building, we're going to be using the standard tournament rules that a lot of people like Dav plays, Torren, and I believe Total War themselves use. We'll be using that slightly modified to work with the idea. Each team will consist of 3 to 4 YouTubers each, and guest subscribers as well. And yeah, it'll always be an equal number, by the way. It'll either be 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4. Now, each team will have a general. So one player will be picked as the general. The other players will be captains. So the general must use the lord, the legendary lord that team has been given. So in this example, we have got the Skaven with Throt the Unclean versus the Wood Elves, the Sisters of Twilight. So the generals had to use those 2 legendary lords. The captains were not allowed to use any named legendary lords. So we are literally going to be the subordinates to the general who is leading the force. And each episode, if we make this into a running series, which I really hope we do, each episode it'd be matching up 2 legendary lords with their themed armies, and we'll have a different YouTubers for the generals and the captain to mix it up a bit. So as I mentioned, this matchup is with the Skaven versus the Wood Elves using the new DLC. So let me introduce you to the teams we have for we'll start with the Wood Elves. We'll go with the Wood Elves. So our general is Jenna on occasion, playing as the Heralds of Ariel. So he, as the general, must use the Sisters of Twilight. He also has the Spell Singer of Shadows. Yeah, I'm liking the compliment there, Jenna. Very nice. We also have a massive force of 3 Hawk Riders. And then for ground unit, he has got War Dancers. Now, I should point out, these is using medium funds. And there are, as I said, limitations to the tournament rules, so you couldn't just spam things. So Jen on occasion, being the general, who is going to be nice, pretty purple banners for this game, will be using the Sisters of Twilight, mainly in Air Force, to give support to the ground troops, and a few ground units of War Dancers, just kind of, fit out the slot and help where needed. Next, we have Ragnarok, Total War, who is playing as the Wood Elves. So he's going to have the green banner with the white icons. And his lord, he's gone for Glade Lord on a Great Stag, which looks amazing. He was also given Ariel, which is one of the other limitations, as I mentioned, is, yes, the captains can't have legendary lords, but they can have named heroes. But you can only have 1 named hero per team. So obviously, Jen on occasion, Ragnarok and Rubber Duck of War have discussed, and Ragnarok will be controlling Ariel for this game. It should also be pointed out, a Regiment of Renown can only be used once per team. So you can't have 2 or 3 players bring the same Regiment of Renown. So you will see that, especially in the Skaven setup, how we've got regiments around for each player. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So Ragnarok, he's got a Glade Lord, he gets Ariel, he's got a good ground force of Eternal Guard, as well as some War Dancers of the Spears, some Way Watchers, and Sisters of the Thorn Cavalry, which is a nice bit of mobility there. Finally, we have Rubber Duck of War's army. He's gone for a nice themed Tree King army. So he's got an Ancient Treeman, 3 units of Dryads, and then the Wraiths of the Frozen Heart. So the Dryad Regiment of Renown. as well as 2 Tree King and the Tree King Regiment of Renown, which is the Firebark Elders. And then he's got some real muscle there with a second Tree King. Oh, sorry, Tree Man there. But this is another thing about this idea, is the players can come up with themed armies. So Rubber Duck of War is the heavy hitters of the Tree Spirits, where we got Ragnarok, who is the Wood Elf detachment of this, ground forces, magic, a bit of cavalry. The General Occasion, who is using mainly an air force to support the ground forces. Absolutely fantastic use of exactly what I was after in this series. If we go over now to the Skaven, we have as our general and leader Loremaster of Sotek, who is playing as Clan Moda. So, as the rules dictate, Loremaster of Sotek had to use Throt the Unclean. He's also got a Warlock Engineer, 3 units of Skaven Slaves, 2 units of Skaven Slave Slingers, but more importantly, he's got 2 units of Wolf Rats, 2 units of Rat Ogres, and a Hellpit Abomination. So he has gone full Clan Moda, really big beasties here. He was going to be the big heavy hitter and some support. We then have myself, Shadow Online Gaming. I will be playing as Clan Rictus. And my job, given by Sotek, was, Shadow, I want you to be the infantry commander. You are to hold the front line and die with as much dignity as possible. So that's my task. I've got a standard warlord. I do have a plague priest on a plague furnace. Now, again, with the tournament rules, super heavy things like the Screaming Bell and the plague furnace, we could only have 1 per team. So it was decided, again, because I was going to be at the front line doing the heavy hitting, I'll have the plague priest, I'll have the plague furnace, so I can charge that into the front line. We then have 4 units of Skaven Slaves, 4 units of Clan Rat Spears with shields, 2 units of Warp Grinders, which I've never used before, so that would be fun. Some Death Runners, 2 units of Skaven Slave Slingers, and the Council Guard, so Storm Vermin of Hellbirds, Regiment of Renown. And again, as the rules dictate, because I've taken the Council Guard, no one else in the Skaven team can take them, because it's a Regiment of Renown, there's only 1 of them. Now, I have the pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Bombs 102, also known in the Discord as Chaos Berzerker, one of my oldest and loyalist subscribers. And finally, we've got him in a video. We've tried to do some things in the past, like battles and things like that, but for one reason or another, they've not been able to make it onto the channel. So I'm very excited to be able to announce that he is in this battle as a subscriber guest. And he was given a very good job, something he very much took to, and that was Sotek said, Chaos, bring all of the guns, and oh did he. So we have a Master Assassin and an Assassin, which is brilliant because whereas big guns are targeting things, he can send the assassins against the Wood Elf characters and snipe them out for us. He's got a front line of Skaven Slave Spears, 4 units of Lem, 1 unit of Essen Triads to defend the big guns. He's then got Warp Lock Giselles, the Poisoned Wind Mortars, the Natty Bombo Sharpshooters, so the Sharpshooters, Giselle's Regiment of Renown. He's also got the Death Glow Mortars Regiment of Renown, which is the Avalanche Mortars. And then he's got Ikich Zap, so the Warp Lightning Cannon Regiment of Renown. So it's absolutely fine that he's got 3 Regiments of Renown there. Obviously, it just means me and Loremaster Sotek couldn't take any of those that he's already taken. But yeah, so again, we've gone for a very nice theme where Loremaster Sotek's brought Clan Moda with all the big guys. I'm Rictus of the Infantry, and then we got Chaos Berzerker with Clan Scryer being the big guns. It needs to be pointed out as well that my army has more models than Loremaster Sotek and Chaos Berzerkers combined, and I have more troops than the entire Wood Elf force combined. It's a good feeling, guys, I'm not gonna lie. So now I believe that covers everything for the the setup, the idea of the game, thematic team battles with themed armies, team games with YouTubers, doing this sort of thing. So any ideas about this, guys, do just comment below. But we'll now jump to the main map and the deployment. So here we have our mighty Skaven horde, and we won't go too much into the detail about the units because obviously we've already broken that down, but we will go over a quick basic deployment. And as I was mentioned, you can see Loremaster Sotek, he's got the red and white banner. I have the white banner of the red icons, but I do have the green health as well. And Chaos Berzerker has the white with green banners, and he's got the blue health above. So when you're watching this, that will help you tell you who's playing as which player. So my front line of Clan Rat slaves are taking the front here, and then we've got the Clan Rat with the Council Guard and the Warlord just hidden behind there. We also have the Warp Grinders, which I've never used. I've never really seen as well. So it should be fun to see how they do in this battle. Sotek gave me very strict instructions what I need to do with them. Got some slingers as well around the back. On the flank here, we've got just Skaven slaves with spears pretty much. And some slingers. I'm sure that flank would be fine. And all our big guys at the back. So you've got our Poisoned Wind Bombardiers. We've got our Zap Zap. We've got the Giselles. We do have some forces at the back, like you've got the Essen Triads there. There's my Plague Furnace. Also with the Hellpit Abomination, which again I believe we were limited to just the one. In the corner over here, you can see we've got the Warlock engine there, and a couple units of the Rat Ogres deployed on the hill. I should probably do more of an overview so you can see it. So on the wood flank here, we do have some Skaven slaves, just to more protect the flank. But our main bulk force is here, and our infantry at the front. We also do, though, hidden over here, because we be sneaky Skaven. Loremaster of Sotek has hidden his wolf rats just on this hill. Out the way. Problem is, look how close Gen on Occasion's Hawk Riders are. And as you see, they are wearing the fabulous purple. But if they spot those wolf rats at the beginning, wow, it's just wasted points, isn't it? They'll just shoot them, job done. So, with the Wood Elves, you've got the Hawk Riders hidden on this flank. You also have the Way Watchers, Dryads, and some Sisters of the Fawn here. And as you see, you've got here, this is Rubber Duck of War's banner. And here we've got Ragnarok, to give you an idea. Well, Rubber Duck went all trees, so that's a good way to tell. But they've got this flanking force here, ready to come around and attack our force here. We do have the Wood Elves main line here. So lots of the Eternal Guard War Dancers. There's the Glade Lord. There's Janet War Dancers. Ariel as well, leading this force. On the flank, we do have the Sisters of Twilight on their big dragon, as well as the Spellsinger on her eagle on this flank. And on this side here, the real heavy hitters is all of the tree forces, apart from that one unit we saw back up on the woods there. So if I just give you an overview of the map. Beautiful. So that is the state of play before we hit the play button. You've got patches of wood here, patches of wood here. That is a high hill. They are going to flank around. And that's my cat. How did you get in? I shut the door. What are you doing? I'm trying to do big battle. Sorry for the interruption there. That's what happens when you have a small kitten in the studio. Well, it's the studio, my office, but you get the point. Anyway, yes, so as you can see, our main line, our main position for the Skaven is we're going to move forward, and we're going to make a good, strong position anchored around this obstacle here. House Forces, our main ranged weapons will try and outshoot the Wood Elves, especially these hard hitters, as much as possible, while Warp Lightning Cannon can snipe the characters off. And we've not picked too much here, but we expected some sort of flanking force. So that was the plan laid out by General Sotek. General Janet, as you can see, the main force is going to come up over this hill here. We're going to have a good flanking force hit there, and the hard hitters are going straight for the centre to smash through all of our Skaven slaves. And I promise you, many slaves are smashed. If we just look at the numbers, however, they're pretty much outnumbered 4-1. Well, just over 3-1, to be honest. But yes, most of that 3,000, about 2,000 of that, is just my troops alone. When Sotek said, go troops, I went troop heavy. So yes, that is the armies, the players, the banners, the deployment, the strategy, and let's see how it all plays out, guys. So immediately there's that second hesitation as the players look at each other, try and decide what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. But the Wood Elves realise that we've got artillery, so they need to move forward. We followed the tournament rules for that, so if we got artillery, you can sit back. There goes the opening volleys. Not the best target there, but that was probably just the outer far going. It looks like the Hawk Riders actually missed the Wolf Rats just, but not only that, but that gave us vital information about what was going on that flank and what was coming. I mean, do we act on it? But now we're getting artillery. Right? There's the first shot from the Wood Elves. Going for Throt the Unclean. The Elves are now firing in as well. Sotek getting his general in a better position. Getting those shots off. Going for the... Oh, look at that jinxing there by Jen on occasion. Beautiful dodge in there. And the Treekin are getting themselves into position. But we do have a lot of shots going. A lot of shots. If we go over here, the Hawk Riders have got themselves into position flank. The units are coming. And this is what I love about the fact that it's 3 players with smaller forces. The coordination, you've got to try and make it work and working together. I mean, we've gone pretty easy, but we are pretty kind of new. Don't know where those Elves are going. I think they'll be too close to the front. But there is a lot of big trees coming my way, and I'm the one who's got to hold the line. Yeah, and we go over them, but this pretty pink stuff does do friendly fire, but it's fine. Chaos Berzerker, I'm sure, has my best interests at heart. I'm sure he won't do any harm to me. He says, as, yeah, but in comes the Eagle Riders coming and trying to deal with the artillery. There's some trees just randomly growing, and the Treekin are getting in there. And look at this beautiful shot. Where's my unit? Berzerker, where's my units gone? In goes the War Grinders doing all of their abilities. We've got spells going down. Flock of Doom being dropped. All of the front lines going. Absolute chaos. We're getting some forces flanking around here. But the Hawk Riders are doing a lot of damage. Over here, though, we do have a break in my lines. And our flanking forces now being well flanked. And we got Tree King coming out over here. The Dryads as well as the Sisters of Thorn coming around here. Chaos Berzerker bringing his Skaven in to try and hold them off. But balance of power is pretty equal. In comes the Sisters of Twilight as well flying around. But these Eagles are doing a lot for them. But we do have Howling Warp Gale. That was something Sotek brought. And look at that hit. Fantastic hit. And all that Air Force in one hit. And I'm slowly getting the upper hand against the Wood Elves in the front line. We're picking our fights, sending in my Warlord and Plague Priest at one group at a time to try and wipe them out. But the Wood Elves are completely destroying our front line. We do have, for some reason, some Way Watchers have been left, so the Wolf Rats are now dealing with them. Good artillery support there by Berzerker, but the Sisters of Thorn have now broken through. And there is pretty much nothing here to stop them. Do have Skaven Slaves, we do have the Triads. And we do have some Rat Ogres at the back here as well. But the Sisters of Thorn marching in here very quickly. The front line is getting incredibly bogged down. It's lots of cheap weak things against a few heavy elite guys. But the Wood Elves, I'm not quite sure. I think our numbers are starting to tell now. Yeah, just over here, we're trying to break the Tree King, get them broken. So then we can move along and break this. Oh, beautiful Dragon Breath there by Janet, taking on those Plague Monks that I've summoned in, pretty much destroying them. Robert Dark doing a great job. He's trying to smash through, but there's just so many Skaven models here. He just can't seem to get through. Also, you've got Ragnarok with Ariel. Getting in there, dealing with the Plague Monks that have been summoned, trying to drop those heals. Do have the Glade Lord over there, doing range support, going against the Wolf Rats apparently. But he's probably marching over here. We've got the Sisters of Thorn who have done an amazing job trying to disrupt with as much infantry as we can. And Janet has even got War Dancers at the back here. Not quite sure how he managed to get them at the back. But we have no front line. The Skaven have no front line, which has taken so much of our artillery out, like the big cannons and that. That's what they needed to do. However, they didn't hit very hard in our reserves in the woods. So now we've got all these reserves. In comes the Hellpit Abomination. And the Sisters of Twilight have taken a real battering. They've only got 1,500 health left. And we are debuffing them. And having the Plague Furnace next to them is debuffing them. And they have routed. Their general is routing. The Eagles trying to come in to support. Really could have done with those Wolf Rats to pin them down. In goes the Spell Singer. But yeah, we got our Warlord with him, and we got the Council Guard. We're focusing on the Treekins. My job, I was given by the General, was to destroy with these tree men. Get rid of them. That's all I had to worry about. Well, Sotek dealt with the forces at the back as well as Berzerker, who was focusing what other firepower we had left. In comes the Sisters of Twilight with the Eagles again. Coming in. And we got more Tree King out. We do have the Wolf Rats hiding back there. Got range shots coming over. Look at this. Firepower slingers are now coming in. We're trying to get those Tree King out of here. Over on this flank, there's just so much going on. We've got the Sisters of the Fawn sniping on the sides, trying to deal with these Rat Ogres. Oh dear, the Spell Singer has actually broken. With only 500 health left. And in comes the Wolf Rats as well to deal with the Glade Lord, try and get rid of their generals. Over here, the Sisters of Twilight, they're in a bit of a precarious position. Because if they keep getting sniped at by all our range units that are left. And over here, the Hellpit Abomination has joined in to try and help my infantry deal with Tree Kings. Yeah, they gave the guy with just basic infantry the job to deal with the tree men. That, now, it was a sound tactic because we've pinned them down the whole time, but the Wood Elves are trying to break through and just couldn't. Though they did get their faster units behind us. Balance power is in our favour slightly. We outnumber them nearly 3-1. But oh, another beautiful breath attack. But I think that actually did damage to the Tree King, and he is now routed. So the Tree Man has routed, and the Ancient Tree Man is broken, which leaves us in a very good position, the Skaven, to try and do it. But there's a lot of Wood Elves that have rallied, and they're coming back. And they're dealing with the forces that have been caught out. And these Rat Ogres are being absolutely slaughtered now. So, Jen on occasion clearly giving Ragnarok the orders to try and rally here. Get our forces gathered here so we can push the Skaven back. Because remember, our leadership's terrible. So, if they can break us, fantastic. My forces have now won the main battle. So, we're moving in to flank on this side. While Sotek and Berzerker come around to this side. We're going to use this obstacle again to try and get around and flank around. You can see my orders going in there to try and get around as quickly as possible. We do have some artillery, including the Zap Zap is still actually getting back into operation. But there are some Dryads left. They are coming in to try and deal with us. I believe, yeah, I've just been given the order now to deal with the Dryads. Sotek believe they could handle that for now, and I needed to deal with this flanking force, crush them, then come around to finish them off. General occasion with his Eagles. Hawk Riders coming in here, trying to get rid of the Zap Zap, because that is just far too powerful to keep there. And yeah, pretty much as a immediate bomb. We do have a Master Assassin and Assassin there, which is doing a good job trying to take characters out. But it's not enough. Over here, we have a massive combat going on. Pretty much with what's left of the Wood Elves, mostly under Ragnarok's command with the dark green banners there. And Loremaster of Sotek battling it out. I believe, yep, we do have Ragnarok. Ancient Tree Min has rallied. They're coming together. They're getting some heathen done. And then they're coming in. And it has to be said, there was fantastic teamwork on both sides. For a pilot episode, this battle, I think, could not have gone better in regards to showing you the themed armies. How you can have, like, really thematic big team games. Really good fun to watch. So the Wood Elves are now getting crushed, and here comes my forces. I've pretty much dealt with the Dryads. I couldn't be bothered for that last unit. We're coming in here. I believe we're about to get bombed, and it's perfectly timed. Look at that! Absolutely right in the middle of my absolutely exhausted clan rats. Not good. Look, immediately making them start routing before we even start the fight. I do have some slingers at the back there that are doing good support. This main moss pit over here, though, has got, I believe, 2 of the 3 leaders. Yeah, in fact, did the Sisters of Twilight? Oh, did I miss them? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, the Sisters of Twilight, I believe, fled from the field, leaving the Ancient Tree Man and the Glade Lord with Ariel to try and win this. General on occasion only has some Hawk Riders and War Dancers left on the field. It's mostly, I think, Ragnarok's forces left now, mainly because Ariel is unbreakable. Balance power, though, is going in our favour for the Skaven. Trying to get that Ancient Tree Man out of there, but we're not having that. Oh, yep, there we go. I've just summoned some clan rats. That was the other thing as well. I was told not only to bring infantry, but everything that spawns infantry. Got it. And it's worked out really well, but Throt the Unclean, getting in there. Trying to get that Ancient Tree Man. We need to get rid of their leadership. But I think most of their forces now are starting to break and waver. We do have some Sisters of the Fawn there with some Eternal Guard, trying to get some shots in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We've just got so many numbers. Even the Ancient Tree Man is starting to waver. I've got some Skaven slaves here taking on War Dancers. Yep, slaves beating War Dancers. There you go. That's the situation they're in. They're coming in to try and save the Ancient Tree Man. I mean, how much health has he got? 1,500. Throt the Unclean, he's been in a lot of combat, actually, in a lot of the thick of the fight, and yet 6,000 health left. Oh, and then the Hell Pit came in. That kind of sealed it for this little skirmish over here. Yeah, and everything then starts breaking, shattering. Do the Warlock Engineer there. There's the Master Assassin. Pretty much everything's going now. The Wood Elves are losing it. And the Skaven are, well, I've got to deal with this. I've got the Council Guard left. 6 Council Guard. That was pretty much my army. Until I summoned Clan Rats, but, you know, details. Oh, there is a Glade Lord. How many models have they got? 29 models. Where's their other models then? Oh, they've got some Eternal Guard there, that's why. But the Glade Lord is charging them valiantly, trying to protect Ariel. The Ariel is actually dealing with the Assassin. He's been terrified away at 500 health left. At this point, I was given the order to charge everything in. And we did. We just charged everything in. Focusing on the Glade Lord, because we wanted to try and break him. I do have some slingers that are helping. Good job, guys. Well done. The Assassin has come back. Trying to get that. I think that's a bit of Warp Lightning. Friendly Fire will be fine, I'm sure. Got even some, the Essen Triads coming in here, so that anti-large will be really helpful. Yeah, the Glade Lord has now broken, so's the Rat Ogre, so's the Assassins. What's funny is, at this point, Sotek was just shouted, send in everything, and Berzerker's there like, I have nothing. And I pretty much had nothing left. But we just sending it in. I believe it is now just one model left. It's just Ariel against our entire army. And our leadership's pretty good, because we've still got our main lords. Is the Assassin in there still? I think Berzerker lost his Assassin. No, he's in there. He's in there. So we've got all 3 of our commanders at pretty good health, taking on their last model, who is unbreakable. So, as this game wraps up, absolutely fantastic game by all 5 other players. Absolutely loved it. I really appreciate them coming along. Let me know in the fortune below your comments, you know, with how you think the army went, how you would have played it, setup, etc. But also, this is the first time we've done this, so we had to try and figure out what worked, what didn't. And of course, if it's popular and people like this, we'll do another one with 2 other legendary lords, 2 new generals, new captains, maybe get more YouTubers involved and see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, 3,000 health left. We can just fast forward this. It's literally just pinning her to a wall and beating her again and again with our shiny green ball. There goes my monetization, if I had any. Look, even the slingers are getting in there. And we're going to finish her off, and that will be GG for the Skaven. So let's have a look at the setup. So yeah, there's everyone lined up there. Fantastic armies. I'm loving like the Hawk Riders, the Tree King, and the Wood Elves detachment. Then we had the cannon fodder, the monsters, the artillery. It worked really, really well. And as you can see of the numbers, 2,000, nearly 2,000 deployed compared to everyone else's army. That felt good. That felt good. So yeah, as you can see, the Plague Priest got 110 kills, which is pretty awesome. Skaven saves were there. The Triads, damaged out, yeah, damage value. I mean, these guys didn't do very well at all. Store Vermin did alright. If we look at Loremaster Sotek, you got like the Rat Ogres did a good amount of damage dealt and value. Let's see how did Throt the Unclean do. He did really well. He did really well. I mean, again, we had mostly just slaves. And I mean, look, 75, 71, but I think they were chasing down fleeing Wood Elves at the back, which was absolutely brilliant play. And then we've got Mr. Bombs, Chaos Berzerker himself. Now, yeah, be prepared for this. Yep, damage dealt, 25,499. Damage value, 2,133. That's insane. The lightning cannon kind of got shut down very quickly with the flyers, which honestly just made sense. And again, here, look, in fact, wow, the Poison Wind Mortars did better than the Regiment of Renown and got 26,876. Same number of kills, but damage value 2,045. Oh, they got better damage value. Okay, so it might have been what they were targeting. The Giselles, again, pretty good there. No kills, but did pretty well, all things considered. If we go over now, so the Sisters of Twilight got 171 kills. That's probably a lot of breath attacks there. 17,000 damage there. Then you got 108. Look, 23, 185. That is an insane amount difference there. And of course, the Hawk Riders did a fantastic job getting into the back there, flanking, shutting down our war machines under Mr. Bombs there. Then you got Ragnarok, who Gleithord got 89, but Ariel got 392 kills. I think that is the best number of kills any unit. Yeah, the Hellpit only got 32. 106. Did anyone get even close to that? Actually, Treekin. Some Treekin with 153. The Dryad Regiment of Renown got 204. But yeah, I mean, look at that. 33,000. So 3,000 damage value. Well played there, Ragnarok. We got the Free Eternal Guard there. Came in, yep, did well on the flank and then pushing in. The Sisters of Thorn, no surprise there, 156 kills. Weight Watchers, I think they got kind of left behind and then taken on by the Wolf Ratch, unfortunately. And then Rubber Duck of War with his Tree Force. Look at this. To be fair, they had fun squishing Ratch, and they squished a great many of them. So, guys, there ends our first pilot episode of the Legendary Team Battles. Again, really hit that like button if this is something you want to see. Subscribe if you haven't to the channel already. Obviously, you can come up with suggestions, ideas, feedback about the armies, feedback of the format of the video, because like I said, this is just a pilot episode. And also, I've not recorded videos in a long time, and so I'm still kind of warming back up to doing recording again. So any feedback, as long as it's constructive criticism, go for it. Lay it out so I can improve the series, and if it is popular, I would definitely try and get the YouTubers to do some more legendary matchups. And of course, a big thank you to Loremaster, Sotek, Gen on Occasion, Ragnarok, and Rubber Duck of War. They're all YouTubers. I will be linking their channels in the description below, as well as like what players they were, now what generals, the type of general they were, and everything. So do check out their channels. I believe some of them are pitting this battle on their channel, not quite sure. Also a big shout out to Mr. Bombs 102, his Chaos Berzerker in the Discord and comments, for coming in at the last minute, because we did unfortunately have a dropout of a YouTuber, so he jumped in and did an absolutely fantastic job of, suddenly being surrounded by big YouTubers and then blowing up Wood Elves with artillery. He had an amazing time, and hopefully I'll have him again in future battles. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and again, hit that like button, comment below, tell me if this is something you want to see more of, and if I can get more YouTubers involved. And if you're a YouTuber of Total War and you're interested in taking part, message me, get in contact, go on my Discord, which will be also linked in the description, and we can include you in the next big legendary battles. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you for the next one. Till then, guys, take care.